Hard point. Capture the objective.
What's going on, friends? I hope you've been doing great and thank you for tuning into another video. What you're seeing right here is the last Cold War footage you will ever see on this channel. And I actually haven't touched Cold War in about 3 months. It's already uninstalled. I literally had to dig this footage out of the trash can on my PC. I was gonna feature something else while I talked about this, but then I decided no other game even deserves to be before your eyes while I'm discussing what I'm about to discuss here. This match in particular was one of the ones that I had labeled as extra sweaty, so it fits in perfectly here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why I've given up Cold War after I was very optimistic over the game, in the beta, and when it first came out, things have changed. So I thought about going all out, going into a bunch of detail over what I like and dislike about the game. But the truth is, the things that bothered me in the beta, the beta video that I made, are some of the same things that are causing me to stop playing today. Now, before I go in on Cold War, let's just take a look back at last year's Call of Duty, which was Modern Warfare, of course. Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty that I played since Black Ops 2. That's been probably like, 10 plus years. And in the beginning of Modern Warfare, I was really apprehensive over it, but it kind of grew on me. And that game definitely had its issues, but they weren't overwhelming to the point like Cold War is. So here are some of the main and biggest reasons why I am putting Cold War down. Now keep in mind, these aren't really in any particular order, but one of the things making me put this game down is weapon balance. There were so many times that I wanted to make videos ranting about the freaking burst fire weapons. Oh my gosh, and heck, I don't know if I've ever had certain weapons piss me off to the point like they did in Cold War. Maybe the early Hellregale in Battlefield 1, if you know, back in the day, freaking the Hellregale. But anyways, I can't even really describe how infuriating it was for me trying to use normal weapons that I like, that I think are cool, against tryhards using the AUG and the M16. But I'm not even gonna trip over it. Because if you play Cold War, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It took them ages to address the imbalance for weapons, and even then they really didn't do anything because people kept using them. Still, I was still dying in one shot from right around the corner or from 3 miles away. It didn't change anything. And from what I observed, the only reason people stopped using the M16 and AUG is because they just got tired of them. I just stopped seeing them around. I figured people just got tired of one-shotting people with them all the time. That's how I saw it anyways. You cannot have a game like Cold War is and have imbalance like there is, and it just goes unattended for months on end. It's utterly ridiculous. And when I say a game like Cold War, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't worry, I'm gonna hit on that in just a little bit. Then you had the DMR-14 craze that happened. I actually used the DMR before it was considered a meta weapon. And then, the story is apparently some streamer went off with it, and then it just became monkey see, monkey do. I would load into a game, and seconds after the match starts, all I hear is 10 DMRs spraying off in the distance. Now, maybe that has more to do with how unoriginal people are nowadays, but still, it's whack. Nobody wants to be around that kind of stuff. Nobody wants to play against those kind of people. As if things weren't great enough, then they introduced crap like the MAC-10, and I got just enough of that to make me want to quit. I'm not sure how that gun is now, but I was done with it. I couldn't take any more from that point. So this is one that I tripped on from day one of the beta, and that is the spawns. Never have I ever seen a game with worse spawns than Cold War. Now, I did go into a little bit more detail on my beta video. I was basically describing how, the map is like a football field. It's got 4 quarters. Normally, you don't see a spawn flip until your side starts pushing up to that third quarter of the other team's spawn. That's normally when you see a spawn flip. This game will spawn people anywhere and everywhere at any given time. It's hilariously bad, and once again, I can't even really express how mad I would get dying from someone who spawned behind me in the same spot I spawned in 5 seconds ago. The one that gets me the most is trying to play hardpoint like in this game, and if you look close enough, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You fight through the map to get to the hardpoint on the other side, and instead of your team spawning near it, it decides to put the other team right behind the freaking hardpoint. I've never seen something so stupid. It never got addressed. It never got any attention brought to it. It's pathetic. Now for the big kahuna. The big kahuna. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know exactly where I'm finna go with this. I guarantee you know exactly where I'm going. But before I get there, let me just say, this issue is easily the worst thing about this game. Easily. The spawning, the weapon balance, and all of the other honorable mentions that I like to go on about in this game, I could just get over it if it wasn't for this one thing. Skill-based matchmaking. Holy Now, I've already made one video dedicated entirely to talking about SBM, skill-based matchmaking, and I've brought it up in numerous times in other videos after that. But by George, I am done with skill-based matchmaking. I am so tired of having to play in MLG lobbies every time I load Call of Duty up. I'm so sick of it. I am over it. I had forgotten just how nice it is to be able to play a player versus player game and not have to try my ass off just to lose 6 games in a row. Now, yes, I do play games to win. I am very competitive when it comes to games, but not all of the time. And not only that, I want to be put up against random people. I don't want some trash can algorithm dictating who I should be playing against every single match. I might just hate SBM more than anybody else on this planet. It's an absolute abomination. While I am competitive, I play games to decompress. I think just about everybody, unless you're like a professional player, you play games to relax, to decompress. Now, there's no doubt that some of the best moments in gaming are the ones that really get your heart racing. But it should not be moments where you feel like you're in the final match of a tournament to win $1 million in a public match. I find myself stressing over Call of Duty way more than I was decompressing. Possibly the worst thing about SBM is the fact that all the other problems of the game are only exacerbated by it. Weapon imbalance? Guess what? Since you play against MLG slide canceling players every match, guess what they're gonna use? Overpowered weapons. Oh, the spawns are garbage? Guess what? They know exactly where you are as soon as they spawn, and you're either gonna get a stick up the butt or you're gonna get spawn trapped. Oh, everybody gets welfare kill streaks? Guess what? Infinite UAVs. You see my point here? There's always been broken things in any game, especially Call of Duty. But when you pair that with SBM, that's when you get literal AIDS. Phew. Woosah, woosah. Anyways, I did want to keep this video pretty short and to the point. Do not get me wrong, there are tons of honorable mentions that I would love to go on and on about, like the garbage kill streaks, the microtransactions, invisibility glitches, shotgun secondaries, cruise missiles not being announced, the list goes on. If you still play Cold War or you've thrown in the towel like me, I'd like to see what keeps you coming back or what made you toss it in the can down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the sweaty as crap last gameplay of Cold War on this channel, leaving a thumbs up will let me know and help this video get out to other awesome people just like yourself. To see more of my content, no Cold War, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the bell icon, which will let you know when I upload again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back sometime.